So who do we got next? Okay, we're going to bring Todd Berardi. I just mentioned Todd, and he appears. God bless you. Good to see you, Todd. How are things? Here's your microphone.
Nice.
How are things?
Hey, can't complain.
You look well. You look well.
HiBall's doing well.
Yes? Is that what?
HiBall's doing well, I'm doing well.
You see that? Your brand is doing well. Oh, you got to lift up your
Oh,
mic.
sorry.
Your brand is doing well. Your health and your skin and everything looks a lot better, too.
I don't know about that, but definitely the brand's doing well, so.
Okay, now we're over here. All right. So you and I talked very briefly about the growth of HiBall, and you guys are growing so quickly that you need to quadruple your staff. Now, your staff wasn't big to begin with. It was only 2 people.
Definitely not.
But now you're going to move to 8 people within a couple months.
That is
how
correct.
is that going?
So far, we're just starting our search. Literally, we need a lot of feet on the street just to support the brand. So that's where we're looking to hire first. Definitely want to get, as the business has grown so rapidly, there's a lot of operational back-end stuff that I'm having to take care of just because by default I've been doing it since I started the company. I just am spread so thin at this point where I just don't have the time to be doing what I love to do, which is out selling and supporting the brand. So I really need to get some operational expertise in the company to help me with that piece so I can be doing what I love and creating new products, getting out there, supporting current customers, and obviously doing new partnerships and getting into new channels because that's our next move is really to break out. We're doing great in natural, but eventually here we need to figure out the DSD model. We need to figure out the food service piece with our new 8.4 ounce size, the club channel, the mass channel, the convenience channel. There's just a lot that we're not even scratching the surface on yet.
8 employees going to be enough?
Probably not, but for now it's going to be a big change, but we're excited about it.
Yep.
And if we find the right people, hopefully we're looking for people that can be with the company long term,
yep.
And that's the biggest piece. I mean, there's obviously a ton of people out there looking for, to jump in and be number 3, 4, or 5 employee at a company that's growing rapidly. But we're really trying to find those people that we can see, even if they're feet on the street now, that eventually could easily be in a management type of position down the road. And we really, that's our ideal situation is to find people long term.
Yeah. Now you touched on, what you want to do, which is innovation, new products for the company. You recently released a line of 8.4 ounce cans. I believe that was, or you released at Expo West.
Yeah, we first debuted them there, and then we're about to roll out with Whole Foods exclusively on the 4-packs.
Okay.
So that's hitting stores next month in June.
Yep.
So we're really excited about that.
How long is that exclusive for?
That's for 90 days.
Okay.
So, that's a great package for food service. There's a lot of our current customers that wished we offered, a smaller size. So we're really excited about the response that we've already gotten in a short period of time. Gotten a couple authorizations for it. It's turned out to be a huge hit on corporate campuses. We were able to secure a great partnership with Salesforce.com. Mm-hmm. So they have it in their coolers at their corporate campus, as well as Facebook's rolling out next month. So there's a lot of business that really likes the smaller size and lower price point. Places that we obviously couldn't touch with our 16-ounce can, especially these corporate campuses that like to stoke their employees out with free product. It's hard to be giving out $3 a can at will. So it's a great package for us for that channel, and we see obviously the 4-pack business as being an enormous incremental opportunity at Whole Foods, and then after the exclusive ends, other retailers beyond that.
Yeah, now it's interesting because at the conference today, people were talking about the notion that consumers still want fizzy drinks. They still want carbonated drinks, but they just don't want carbonated drinks with artificial ingredients. They don't necessarily want a lot of sugar. They don't want a lot of calories. And energy drinks are supplanting that space where CSDs have kind of fallen off.
Exactly.
How do you take advantage of that sort of changing, those changing winds?
We look at it as the perfect storm. Honestly, as you know, we've been doing this for 8 years, but we finally are getting calls, from Walmart and Target that they want to test our brand, and it's because of that change you just described. Yeah. There's no doubt sparkling water has obviously been a huge category. Energy is still a thriving category. We're the only one with a sparkling energy water per se that's all natural, uses organic ingredients whenever possible, and is naturally 0 calorie. So we feel like we're in great position to not only cement ourselves as leader in healthy energy, which we obviously have the stats to show that according to spins and stuff, but what's great is all these retailers are looking for ways that they can create, or pull more customers in, or maybe those taste buds of those consumers that are used to buying traditional or mainstream artificial energy drinks. Their tastes are changing, and we're in perfect position because we have the data. We have the unique product offering, and we obviously are playing in 2 very aggressively growing categories where, sparkling water and energy, and in natural and organic. So I'd even say 3. And then you look at the CSDs going down, and they're carving out more space for products like ours. And it's a perfect environment for us to thrive.
Yeah, the category manager for Quick Check was just talking about they used to have 4 doors for CSDs, and now they're down to 2. So what are they filling that with? It's got to be, it's energy, it's juice.
We better make that call right now.
Yeah, you should, exactly.
Let me go get my phone.
Now, quick question about gross margin. A couple of years ago, I was talking with Brad about this. You mentioned that if you're not doing 50% for gross margin, not a good idea to go
you remember my speech well, yeah.
Yeah, well, that really had an impact on me. I was like, wow, that's a pretty high percentage. Are you guys still at that kind of level?
We're, in some products we're well above that, in some products we're not.
Yep.
What I will say is, it's not to say that you can't survive about, if you're not achieving 50% or greater, but we're lucky to be in a high margin category like energy, but I still feel like, unless you're really heavily funded, which is rare without giving away a ton of equity in the beginning, it's the best way to try to grow your brand. And if you can't support the sales and the free fills and the promotions because of those high margins, you really got to relook at either your pricing is too low or maybe your product isn't differentiated enough. And I still feel strongly that it's really tough to survive, especially in the natural channel, if you don't have greater than 50% margin, because at the end of the day, when you sell your first case, unless you're lucky enough to have one of those brands that can sell 500,000 cases in the first 2 years, which we're not even at 500,000 cases, and we're 8 years in. Granted, we started over 2 years ago. But for that being said, it is very rare to have a brand take off that fast from scratch in your first case sold to have that growth that could absorb maybe a lower margin. So I really feel like after the free fills, the promos that you need to support a new product and a new brand, you got to start higher than 50% if possible.
Excellent advice, and this is coming from a guy who knows the business pretty well. I would say pretty well, right?
I'm getting there.
Right on. Todd, you're awesome, and we love having you at these events, and thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Bud.
All right.